Hello, all you toy fans. Welcome to another edition of Toy Reel Roundtable Discussions, where we bring you the best in toy acquisitions in the comfort of your own home and unbox all these retail and boutique plastic offerings so that you may live vicariously through us and do your part to minimize the global carbon footprint. On tonight's episode, we've got plenty of Mythic Legions, third-party Transformers, DC Collectibles, Batman by McFarlane Toys, and of course, some Hasbro goodness as well. So grab a beverage, kick back, stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this. In the words of Mr. Simon Flack, we're back at the Creepy Art Gallery, aka Toy Reel HQ. I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues and fellow toy nerds, Jason, Simon, and Mikey. Also, as per usual, Dave is in his corner running the proceedings, and we also have a very special guest all the way from Canberra, Will, off screen. He's in the studio tonight. So, yeah, there you go, lads. Welcome to Roundtable episode number 8. How are you blokes going today?
Fantastic.
Minimizing carbon footprint?
No, not really. If you've seen my garage, you know that's a lie.
You know how we get these toys here, right?
Well, my friend Kurt, actually from the US, every time I go to Burbank, he's like, "Oh man, you toy collectors." You know, he keeps.
Is he not a toy collector?
He's not a toy collector.
How do you know this person?
Well, Kurt is my enabler, like you are here.
Right.
Yeah. So he gets me toys, and sometimes I'll ship stuff to him. But now we shop.
So he gets you toys, but he doesn't skim off the top.
No, he doesn't.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
so
so
he won't be visited by the ghost of Walter White.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Before we start, we are actually also going to do... we have a prize winner. So if you recall in the last episode... yes. No, actually, no. That's one giveaway. We actually have a... If you recall, we did the last roundtable. We're giving away a Skeletor T-shirt.
Yeah.
And yes, so halfway through the show, later tonight, we'll announce the winner. We randomly selected a person, and we might also give away another T-shirt tonight. But before we also start proceedings, I want to thank Rode Microphones for being our sponsors. So you can see all these fine gear, and usually when
it started so well.
Rode, I'm sorry for blowing out your microphones.
That's all right. That's all right, because the Rodecaster has kicked in with the compressor limiter on the channel. But yeah,
sorry.
What an advert for the quality of Rode, quite frankly.
Yeah. That's right.
That was the clearest sneeze you'll hear on YouTube tonight.
Crystal.
Yeah.
And good evening, Rob. As always, thank you for joining us. Hey, guess who's on? Costa. Costa is going.
Hey,
yeah. Hey, Costa, how you going? Fan goes. Those watching YouTube, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Taylor. Keep that up. Keep that solid
Taylor, Warhammer fan number 1.
Warhammer fan 101.
I've never met a man more passionate about Space Marine repaints.
Yeah, man. The repaints are the best part of it.
I'm gonna tell people how they can win another giveaway tonight. But so on that note, we have quite a plethora or a nice selection of toys to unbox tonight.
Good stuff.
And before we start, I'm almost out of my drink. That's all right.
You've got another one.
He's got this trusty.
Make sure you drink.
Soon to be sponsor.
Yeah.
Make sure you drink vitamin water, nutrient water as well. Available all good 7-Elevens around the country. Okay.
But not the shit ones.
Yeah. This is sugar free. In fact, you can have them too.
I know. They're sugar free. Yeah.
I'm not sure he actually wants to though.
I'm pretty sure that if you look back in the live video history, you will find that there is a round table with me with a very pink glass of nutrient water in front of me.
You told me it was Energon you lied.
I mean, it could rebel scum.
Yeah.
Hi, Jason. How are you going, Mr. Grubb? I will see you in Melbourne on Monday night, by the way.
Ooh,
so
is that a federal promise?
On time. Katie, as always, thank you. Ready for some plastic crack sheets?
Oh, we are. Let's smoke up.
Absolutely. All right, let's do it. Okay, so what's on the menu tonight? Let's start with Mr. Murray.
I'm going to go first.
Yeah,
he's got the biggest box.
I do have the biggest box. I've also got the largest toy. I have a history of bringing Hasbro toys in and just sort of getting official Transformers in. This isn't officially a licensed product. It is.
Kelvin, if you're watching,
enormous. No, Kelvin likes these things. These are officially licensed, and they're A-okay. This is a fairly new product in the Ultimetal line, which has been around for a good few years now. It's made by a company called Action Toys, whose logo you can see at the bottom of the box there. I will say that I went looking for information about Action Toys, but if you've ever tried to Google the two words action and toys together, you know that that's not going to be very productive. However, I do think that they're actually, according to this, they're in Hong Kong, which I did suspect anyway. So Action Toys has been making this Ultimetal line of toys for quite a while now, but they did kind of die off. They did 3 giant size figures. There was an Optimus Prime, the likely repaint of Optimus Prime into Ultra Magnus, and there was a Megatron. And then they went quiet. It's been a long time since an Ultimetal figure came out. And then this year they suddenly came back and said, right, we're doing Ultimetal S. They're smaller, they're more affordable. And when I say more affordable, if you go and look at Big Bad Toy Store and you look for Ultimetal figures on Big Bad Toy Store, you will find that the old ones, Optimus, Magnus, Megatron, they're $1,000 each. Wow. These are smaller and more affordable. They're about 300. 300 USD. I got this one from, where did I get this one from? I got this one from the Falcons hangar in Singapore, and I've got their Galvatron coming as well. So the 2 that they've released this year, there's Rodimus, and he has a hot rod mode, and Rodimus and hot rod, and I've got Galvatron on order as well, because you can't have Rodimus without having Galvatron. It's basically a giant articulated, super detailed action figure, and it's a lovely thing. It's a big premium figure. Wow. I don't usually bring this kind of stuff onto Toy Rail. I usually restrict myself to sort of like action figures and the like. But we're gonna crack him. We're gonna crack him open.
Can I quickly ask you a question?
Yeah.
What made you sort of get? I mean, it's not something you generally.
It is not. No, you're right.
Yeah. So was it just the?
I went for this for a couple of reasons. I've got the Flame Toys Kurakara Kari. I'm not sure how to pronounce them. I've got the Flame Toys Rodimus coming later this year as well, and that's an IDW style hot rod. And I thought I'm gonna get a feel for what sort of a big premium Transformers collectible is like. I've been saying for a long time that I think that there's room in the market for something above Masterpiece level, and Masterpiece toys sort of go for about between $200 and $300 to $400, depending on what the figure is at the moment. This was about $500, $550, so it definitely sits above that point in the market. And yeah, very happy to get a look at it.
Something I've noticed you haven't mentioned yet. What does this specific figure do as well? And it's not only one person.
Yeah, no, I did mention it's Hot Rod and Rodimus and Rodimus Prime. There's not a lot of difference between them.
No.
And if we go back to the artwork at the front of the box, the design of the figure is very much based on the Studio Ox designs. And Studio Ox was sort of an offshoot animation studio that sometimes did work for Transformers and has done work for a lot of animation over the years. And some of their Transformers designs are somewhat iconic designs, but they're always a lot more detailed than what you see in the cartoon. And so Rodimus's spoiler is split in the Studio Ox design. He's got a bunch of sort of antenna and things like that. They show a lot more of the sort of the living metal machine there. So let's get him out. I don't know if we're going to have enough room here for this, to be quite honest. Oh, there we go.
I'm sure we will.
It's in a Masterpiece style plastic.
That's a lot of plastic.
It sure is.
Well, just let Jason know that let's unbox him before he talks. Otherwise, we can't really hear.
Sure.
The plastic being open. And while Jason's doing that, is this something you would do, Simon?
I'll tell you what, I'm actually very impressed. I only had a look at it through the window like everyone else. But yeah, no, It's definitely an impressive piece.
Simon's given the very Australian answer there. Are you interested in this? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I will make my mind up when he's free from.
Once you actually get to fondle it, you know?
Yeah.
Jason, if I can ask, you said they released Prime and Megatron earlier.
They're bigger.
You said this is a
Much
little
earlier.
smaller, so it's different scale.
Yeah, so if you look at this, this is the Ultimetal S line, whereas the old ones were the Ultimetal.
Jason Grubbs got a toy company based on Hong Kong. I'm shocked, but in Hong Kong. Well,
Very unusual.
there's a lot of companies that are based in Hong Kong. Actually, guess also who is in the house. Oh, I'm going to mute you there for a minute. I'm going to mute Jason. Nick Nicolau is in the house.
Hey,
Hey,
Nick,
Nick.
how you going?
Why are you not here?
Yeah.
Why are you not actually in the house? Is the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, Nick's normally in the house. Costa goes, that looks like a really nice piece, Jason. So, yeah, I'm going to mute you again because you're very, very close to your mic. So while we wait, what are your thoughts? Mikey, I know there's this sort of debate about Transformers that don't transform.
I would pay good money if someone done masterpiece style Transformers that came, and this is my idea, and I'm pitching this out there for free. I don't transform mine. They come out of the box, they sit on the shelf. If someone was to release a line where there was a super articulated robot that didn't transform, that didn't have to sacrifice any sort of styling for the transformation, and came with a vehicle, like a big matchbox car, for want of a better word, I'd be all over that line.
Yeah. Okay.
Prime One Studios.
What are your thoughts?
There for you.
Prime One Studios does something very similar to that, but aren't they statues?
I mean, they are technically statues, but so this is technically a statue with movable parts, right? And that's kind of what the Prime One Studios ones are like as well.
Well,
I'm sorry, there's plastic in front of me, and it's a different type of plastic now. But he is basically Laura Palmer. He's wrapped in plastic, so we have to unwrap him. I didn't know anything about the.
I'm going to let you unwrap him.
Was someone talking about reducing our carbon footprint a little
Yeah,
earlier?
exactly. We're talking
Well,
about.
I think we've made up for it with this one.
What are your thoughts, Mikey?
I don't mind it, do I have any? I personally don't have any non-transforming Transformers.
You don't have any Action Masters?
No, surprisingly.
Really?
No. Well, I kind of do have one, but it's in box, and it's not even an Action Master. It's a hot shot. But yeah, I'm not against it. I like the idea. Although I'm very much into transforming Transformers. I do at least transform my figures once or twice before they just go up on the shelf, unlike Simon. Yeah. Unless it's fans toys where like they're sovereign, which takes 1 million years to transform, and it's just staying in robot mode. Or sometimes Titans as well. But yeah, I think when they look like this, and once we get a close up of this thing, firstly, it looks like it can transform, so that's a cool thing about it. But do you have to remove a piece or something?
No, I don't think so.
Weird. But just looking at this, and it kind of does transform in a way because he goes from Hot Rod to Rodimus Prime, so that's at least a cool thing that it does.
Yeah.
It is also the Studio Ox design, which I do have a figure based on Rodimus's Studio Ox design. The carry. Yeah, the X9 carry. So he's my Rodimus Prime in my collection, and because I really like that design. But yeah, looking at this guy, he does things like if you see those little pipes on the arms, like you wouldn't get that in a Transformer because you need to transform them somehow, and they wouldn't work as a Transformer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just looks good, and I'm excited to see him fully kitted up.
So I'm not going to worry about the turntable because this guy looks like a hefty piece.
I think he's probably going to break the turntable.
Yeah, exactly. It looks really heavy.
It is. Look, pick it up by all means. Pick it up and tell us what you think. Yeah,
that is pure die cast. And pick up just to feel the weight. That's it.
Go for it.
Can I pick it up just to feel it?
You may.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to touch toys anymore.
You may, Simon, because I know that you desperately need to feel something.
Wait.
Somewhere in your cold beating heart.
Look at Dave.
We can't see Dave. The lighting is set up so that we can't see him.
Dave wants to get a nice shot of it first. And we have a comment. We have a comment. We have a comment. Rob Franklin goes, wait, Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime are the same character?
Yeah,
sorry,
that kind of blew me away.
It's spoiler, Rob. Also, we have bad news for you about Darth Vader.
Yes.
Clint is like, yes. What's the bad news?
I'm gonna mute him while he does that.
I want to see everything on him because it looks It looks great.
Yeah, so all of the stuff that really is kind of the iconic hot rod stuff, like the spoiler and stuff, they're all separate in the box, which I didn't really realize until I put that up and realized there's
Look
no
at
yellow
that.
stuff there.
What a nice frame. Oh,
Sorry, I just want to. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just
You're gonna
wanted
touch
to
it
lift
again.
it. I just wanted to lift him.
what a
Sorry.
nice frame that is. Jason,
Beautiful.
the
That
super.
really is.
There's a comment. So the super articulated figure idea, isn't that what the red line is supposed to be?
Yeah, but they're not super
They're
articulated.
not very articulated.
Exactly.
I quite like the red line. I like the idea behind them, but
Yeah, you like the idea, but do you like the execution?
I don't like the scale. If you're going to do, I would prefer something along this size for
Well,
that.
that's the thing. All the red figures are the same height, so you can't really get the bigger guys in there. They don't do deluxe and Voyager classes.
Oh, excuse me.
Postseason 2 G1 characters. Taylor goes.
Yeah, so we all know how Taylor feels about the movie in that era.
He's too busy, counting his Space Marine chapters.
Yeah, he's just too busy painting up his Space Marine.
I like he goes. This is the real villain of the '86 movie. The real villain.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Sorry, I brought a Decepticon.
Who said that?
Taylor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's got time to comment in between painting Space
Painting
Marine.
and just collecting.
Collecting space, live in, breathe in, Space Marine, Space Marine, Space Marine. Oh God, he never shuts up about them.
Costa's tuning in. I assume all the way up from up north. Costa's in.
Connor's in Darwin.
No, Con.
Yeah.
Oh, Con. Yes.
Connor's in Darwin.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. I saw Con Costa. So there you go, Con.
Yeah.
Darwin. That's right. I'm gonna mute you.
Sorry.
What else? Rob said, was the design of the figure based off some specific artwork by any chance?
Well, so in general, so there we go. Look, we've done that. In general, Studio Ox designs are very, very sort of excuse me, sorry. The Studio Ox designs are very anime-like. I don't know why I'm coughing so much.
Yeah,
maybe I should take a sip from the toy reel.
glass.
Well, they can hear it.
I'll have a sip.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So you were saying?
So they're generally based on sort of somewhat anime style designs, and so the Ultimate line. I'm not sure about the original figures if they were also based on Studio Ox designs. I wouldn't be surprised if they were. But what that means is that where you might just get a plain yellow spoiler on some figures, for these they try to match parts of the Studio Ox design that have extra articulation and extra bits that sort of stick out and do things. So there's a couple of antenna there, and you can see I saw the reaction from Simon when I split the spoiler in half. Simon's jaw hit the floor.
I actually really
because
like
this. When you put this on the back, this gives the character a very different look to what you're expecting. Because the angles that you get off the, I have no idea how this attaches, but I think it just pushes on.
Yeah, I think it does.
There we go.
So, wow, that is actually sick.
That is
really
that
cool.
is a very different look to what you're used to seeing.
Are we
Rodimus on Hot Rod?
Is he in Rodimus mode now? I can't tell.
Do you know what? I don't know.
I wonder if I just have a look at some of the accessories.
Yeah, go for it. And so there is a
a
more traditional sort of cartoon style. I think this is probably the spoiler that you probably have for Hot Rod. And Rodimus has the larger
The wings.
Is that the Rodimus head or the Hot Rod head?
I'd say that's the Hot Rod, that's the Rodimus. And I'm just wondering how these little pieces work. So they just slip over,
pop on the shoulder.
Yeah, they just slip
Oh yeah,
over.
so when so this must be Hot Rod mode.
Base?
Yes, there's a base under there as well.
So Jonathan
Simon's
Hawkins is on. Hey, buddy, how are you? Thanks for joining us. He
G'day,
says
John.
that is one nice looking Rodimus.
He is, isn't he?
Yes,
He's
sir.
fantastic. There's all this detail, which if you look in, I don't know, do you remember a few years ago there was a Transformers art book? It was a Japanese one. It's called Transformers Visual Works.
Yes.
Nobody could get it, and suddenly it went for a Chinese reprint. And all of us in Australia just went, well, we'll buy the Chinese reprint. We can't reprint. We can't read the Japanese, so we can't. It doesn't matter if we can't read the Chinese.
Yeah, that's right.
That had all the Studio Ox artwork in it. So I looked at the artwork. I found it the other day on my shelf, and I was looking at this. And so Studio Ox adds all of these details, like the pipes that sort of the hoses that power up Hot Rod's forearm pipes and guns and stuff. And so like there's all this extra stuff. The Hot Rod head, the Rodimus head has some antennas on it as well. These are the forearm pylons that So when these attach, they give him sort of a much more grown up look. Why don't we try and figure out how to detach these and attach some other stuff?
Can I get closer? Look
at that. So that's
Matrix.
pretty easy.
One of the best.
Oh, it just comes
I've been
up.
given so many toy matrices over the years.
Look. Try that, because like this is
That
a premium
one's
figure,
one of the
right? Like
best
you
I've
expect
seen.
it to be very easy to handle, and you just pull it off.
It does.
Right? And then you put this part
just take
on.
this off.
This is for the left shoulder. But you
That's
can also see once you've taken these parts off,
You get extra detail.
there's all this extra detail underneath as well. That they didn't have to do it. It's just part of the sort of transformation as he becomes goes from hot rod to
I mean, I'm just looking at it here from a distance, and that is one amazing looking figure. Incredible. Like the level of detail is just insane.
It is. It's
Just a head.
it's really
Okay.
impressive
Pop
figure.
off.
It might.
Because it doesn't look like there's a screw.
It's a ball
around.
joint, isn't it? Yeah, it must just pop off.
There
There
you
you go.
Look,
So that's that. And I think is that all for him to do?
he probably gets a bit taller.
Squeeze the sides. They've got some.
tickle him a bit. See if he laughs.
Oh yeah, in fact, so there's some articulation of this here as well. There's the matrix
Oh.
chamber down
Oh,
there.
he can lift up his shirt, the cheeky boy.
Yes.
So yeah, does this open?
I think that's the
No,
limit.
That's the one that
there's
goes
a-
here. Can I
there's
have
a-
a look at that one?
The
This is
clothes
a
are
big
on
one
that
for posing with.
This is
Yeah.
the big one.
That's very
Also,
nice.
just feel the mechanism for that chest opening and shutting as well. Like that's die cast metal on that right there.
Wow.
That's smooth.
Are
baby.
you going to get one of these now?
I don't know if Rodimus
I
is
like
my
this.
favorite
This is fun.
character. There's
like your little
certainly, if they did other characters, I would be all in. Like
Oh.
certain, season 1 guys that I
Like
got
the,
more of an
the ones they
affinity.
already did, but they're at a massively different price.
You know what I like about him?
Are the fingers articulated too?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I like how he's got like a bit of a belly, like he's got like a roundness. Because if it was a transformer, it would be flat. But because it's its own thing, it can have a bit of a curvature to it, which is pretty cool.
Nickel
Yeah.
rock. We go.
I like Rob.
baby.
Rob goes,
Oh.
can you imagine this company doing an Ultra Magnus with the inner white bot being
Oh.
armored up?
So I'm not actually sure, but I feel like that's kind of what they did with their original Ultra Magnus, because they did an Optimus Prime and then they did an Ultra Magnus, which was armor clipping onto that Optimus Prime. So I think they've already done it. And I think it's
very
$1,000
cool.
if you want that.
Con goes here. The print Jason is talking about. It has a version of Prime Convoy shaking hands in the same type of artwork.
There is, yeah, and that is in fact the artwork. The artwork that this one was very heavily based on.
What's
And
the other gun like?
if you pull up that artwork and have a look at the figure on the toy, have a look at the figure on some of the photos of maybe on the Big Bad Toy Store listing, you can definitely see the influences from that there.
So
Check out the weapon.
can I ask you a filthy casual question?
Yes, go ahead, you filthy casual.
Go ahead. I'll
Go ahead.
allow it.
Filthy-
Do it.
Is there other figures in the line for this company?
So there's a Galvatron that's just come out, so that's on order.
Yeah.
I got 2 of these. I got the second one for one of my friends, and he showed it off to me last weekend. So I'm predisposed to like this. I know what it's going to do, and so we've also both gone in on Galvatron. So yeah, definitely getting it.
Look at
I
that.
think the guns combine possibly.
They do. I mean, it's very impressive. So where's this going to go on the shelf?
I've got no idea. It's completely out of scale with everything else on the shelf, which is fine because it's a high end articulated figure rather than a toy that goes on the shelf with everything else.
That is
Simon.
That's an insane looking weapon.
Look, I just want to point out how good this damn base is. Look at you don't normally get that sort of quality on these things.
Yeah,
That's pretty. That's a cool feature.
Like you got
It's packed with features, even though it's
Because I noticed, obviously, he goes in that little hole on his butt.
You going to pull it out?
Should I?
That's what she said.
Some would call it his butthole.
Yeah.
it's slightly above.
Con says, yes, I am a Transformer. Thank you for confirming that, Jason. We all know you are, Con. We know you're very passionate about your toys
He's
as
the
well.
biggest
And
transformer
There
ever,
he-
isn't he?
keep those videos keep coming because we're
Yeah,
really
there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a Transformers nerd.
Not at all.
As I and Mikey and I both come on here with Transformers every week.
I mean, we're all Transformers nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, Quinn's a bit of a filthy casual, but you know.
Says the guy that's going to unbox them Batman later on.
Didn't you bring DC Multiverse tonight?
Yeah, and he'll be like, you filthy casual.
I doubt.
At least I had to.
the Autobot cause.
At least I bought some third party.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Oh,
I think we already talked about this.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
spoilers.
he did. But we didn't
Okay.
say what.
So just looking at it, and while Simon is busy trying to get the face out, which looks amazing, give me a thought on what's a rating you would give? Why would you recommend someone getting that?
I'm going to give him. Oh, I don't know actually. Like I've handled him for. Oh wow.
It looks like you can do the knee test where you just
Yeah,
bash someone's knee with it.
That is, yeah.
I'm going to give him 8 Galvatron therapists out of 10.
8
That
Galvatron.
there, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Simon's getting excited. Watch him.
Simon likes his actual metal.
Dropping stuff on the floor.
This
Dropping it, breaking it,
stand,
just broke you.
this stand, this stand is going to be hefty enough to hold this character if you wanted to do like some fighting and kicking poses. That's
Wow.
fine. It'll go back together.
It is heavy. It is heavy.
How does he connect to the pole?
We're trying to work this out.
Does he?
We think he might need some classes and how to
dance.
handle it. And there might be some funny YouTube
Check
videos where the pole
this
falls
out.
down, but we'll find out.
It's not
That's
ratcheted.
really impressive.
It's not ratcheted. It's
No,
interesting.
it's not. It's mostly not ratcheted, but you can still tell that there's
Yeah,
it doesn't need a ratchet to hold in place. You know.
yeah. Simon's loving it. Look at him. He's like, yeah.
Simon's
let's
getting
get
one
it
of
on.
these.
He's getting it.
Oh, I don't know. That's kind of weighty. I don't know if I would.
No,
I'm
but
not sure that's
this goes down. So you need to unscrew this one and it slides down.
Please don't break it.
It's like-
I've left this to the professionals.
Yeah, they're clearly the professionals.
there you go.
I was thinking, well, I mean,
There you
he's
go.
not going to
So-
fall over
so-
on his own. So,
But that means you
unless
can do
you
a running
Okay,
pose.
but think about where this has come from. It's somewhere where you might want to have some support for your very expensive figures if there's an earthquake or like a typhoon that goes through.
Okay.
So fair enough. Like a bit of extra support is very worthwhile.
I'm
Do you want to
very
turn around?
impressed.
Turn around.
Very impressed.
Okay, question
That's
is
quality.
Question, Jason, is pricing and availability.
They're probably about $400 to $500 depending on where you buy them from. As I said, this one came from the Falcons hangar. I think it was about $400 Sing. So by the time it came in, it was about $500. And I'm not sure. I think Galvatron is about $300 US on Show Z store, which is where I've got the second one coming from. Unfortunately, I would have bought the second one from the Falcons hangar, but they ran out because Galvatron has only just been released.
Okay. Rob says that once you have set it up at home, he's looking forward to seeing some pictures in your light box or any just general pictures.
Oh, yeah, man. I think this guy's too big for the light box. I don't know.
But
We'll
he
work
needs to
something
light our
out.
darkest hours, though.
Darkest
Yeah,
hour.
I mean, like, there's no darkest hour in the light box.
How is he going to light it up? How is he going to light it up?
So there are actually battery places as well. Like he does actually have electronics. So
As he speaks.
this probably can light the darkest hour. I don't know. Like so there's a little matrix that
I
opens
think you
up,
can hold it as well.
and you can hold it because he's got articulated fingers as well. Something's in there. I think this is where you broke it.
I
Yeah,
did not
that's
break it.
okay.
That's just where the battery goes.
Oh right. Where does the battery go? Oh right, I see.
Is it really? Does the battery actually go?
I don't know. If that
Oh, there's another part in there. Yeah, there's another part there. Is that it?
maybe.
Yeah, that's the battery.
Oh
part.
look,
Yeah.
look, it's the battery.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
the battery.
Thank
compartment.
God for that.
We don't know how this goes. We don't know how this fits
Breaking
together.
stuff.
But
Let's see.
we don't know how this fits together, but we will find out.
That's actually an.
I think it has to go inside.
that's actually an LED little
A lead.
LED. Yeah, there you go. I think you killed it, didn't you?
no, it'll go back together. I'm sure it's fine.
Katie goes, I love
Sure,
the
it's fine, Simon.
Katie goes, I love the color.
I guess I'll be buying this one.
Katie goes, I love the color. If I was going to collect Transformers, this would be the one I would get. So,
Oh, look, it's got. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Look, that is straight up a conversion goal right there. We've shown someone a figure. They've gone, I don't collect this line, but I would buy it. So,
conversion
there you
goal.
go.
I like it. Yeah.
Conversion practice.
I've got a bit of energon here
There
as
you
well.
go.
So
Here we go.
Oh, it's good.
We just don't have a battery for it. But that's all right.
Also, Talon's favorite.
I would
Manager.
love to see that line up.
yeah, I'm sure you would. Agree, Katie. This is an amazing.
It doesn't shake anymore.
This is
So it's
amazing.
okay.
Mr. Grubb. Agreed, Mr. Grubb. I do like the piece, and this is something that if you look at the 3.0 Bumblebee Transformers,
Are they down here?
they're in the cabinet over there,
Oh, okay.
but the same vein. Yeah, it's very premium quality. And speaking of lighting up the darkest hour, so what did you say out of 10? What was your?
I gave it 8 Galvatron therapists out of 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
love to hear what you guys think. Your thoughts? Would you buy this figure? Is this something that would entice you?
What did we end up saying it cost?
He's between 400 and 500. Depends where you go. Depends what your shipping is like. Things like that.
I mean, it's
Is
huge.
there anyone in Australia carrying it that you know of?
Yeah. So Zin Wang, Savier's Toys.
Oh, he's got
often
it.
carries Ultra Metals. I don't know if he's got this one, but I was contacted by someone the other day who was trying to get one of the older Ultra Metals from the US, and because there's been shipping issues between America and here, Big Bad Toy Store was trying to get something like $700 for shipping the larger, older, I think it was Megatron. And I said to him, look, just get Big Bad Toy Store to refund you because it's in stock at Savier's Toys, and he's in Melbourne. Like, you can go and get it today. And he did, and Big Bad Toy Store was really good about it because I mean it's a lot of money, and they understand that the shipping between America and Australia is really quite messed up at the moment. So they're like, that's fine, take your money back, do this. And so it was all good. And yes, so this stuff is stocked in Australian stores. I would say most of them probably only stock it if you order it. Like, I can't imagine people wanting $500 of these things sitting around on a shelf. So you could probably imagine that if you order it, it's going to take a bit of time to get it in. But this took a couple of weeks to get in from the Falcons hangar through my freight forwarder.
Simon, it's got your name on it. Are you going to get one?
It's not rubber wheels. No, I like it.
Elitist scum.
Oh, yeah, but I'd like to say, like, if these are the smaller ones, how much bigger are the bigger ones?
So this is $300. The others are $1,000.
So much bigger.
Yeah.
Rob goes, if they made a World of Blur, I would be interested. So.
Look, these ones are
That's
new.
Bond-specific.
They've done 2 in the space of about 6 months. So I would say that Action Toys has a bit of renewed vigor to approach this line. So
Well, Blur's not out of the
see what
picture.
happens.
Probably
Yeah.
but a Blur's not out of the picture if they're doing these guys.
yeah.
So, on that note, Dark Sale.
Ooh,
we
give
like
me Springer,
let's-
and I might be into it.
Springer.
Yeah, I like
Ooh.
You've
Springer.
already got Fans Toys Apache though, right?
Yeah, well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's almost as chunky as a Fans Toys bot is almost as chunky as this, but like 2/3 the size.
But it'd be something about the color and the green, I think.
yeah,
See, if that you get that nice metallic thing.
he won't have that joint in his sword, so that
Yeah.
it can split into a rotor.
Yeah.
Because that bugs me a lot.
Yeah.
It does. It does. It's the little things.
What
man.
sort of sword? That's the question.
Oh, just some big broadsword for smashing shit.
Okay, cool.
Cutting.
We're gonna talk about swords later on because I'm going to talk about Mythic Legions. But I think it'll be a nice segue. We talk about lighting up your darkest hour. Let's segue to the Dark Knight Returns.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Give me
let's
give me
do
a minute
that.
because I need to
Yeah.
figure out how to get all of this stuff
Okay.
off the table.
All right. So let's have a look before. Yeah, so we have a bit of a selection of different toys tonight. I mean, I think
Can you put that
Rodimus
over
can
there?
probably stay. The box
We'll
can stay
put
down there.
Rodimus over on the corner.
Yeah, we'll put Rodimus.
Nobody-
Nobody puts
nobody-
Rodimus in the corner.
Yeah,
There we go. I got that before you.
You did. There you go.
Actually, you want to put him in this corner if.
We can, but your drink is there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a nice
There you go. Let's put Rodimus in this corner here. There we go.
Someone put Rodimus in this corner, and
Ten.
Mikey needs a little bit of space because he's got things to bring up in
I do.
boxes.
I do. So,
What do you got for us?
after last week's midweek musing, we discussed the Dark Knight Returns, and happened that Clinton had some figures for sale, and they are the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns wave of 4 figures. And yeah, I after rewatching the film, I don't know where to put this.
Build it up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Build it up.
Buttercup.
Buttercup, build it up.
After rewatching the films and that great show we had on them, I thought, why not? Why not purchase these? Clinton had a spare set, and we'll be unboxing them for you guys today. So, based on the beloved comic book written by Frank Miller, released in 1986, as well as the more recent films released in 2012 and 2013. These figures' appearances are based off the iconic Dark Knight Returns series and are produced by McFarlane Toys. So, oh god, who do we have? So,
Can we talk about the Build-A-Figure feature as well?
oh, of course.
Batman.
So, one of the main draws to this, and I think one of the main reasons that actually Clinton got this set, was in each figure came a component to a Build-A-Horse. So, in iconically in the movie and the book, the power is wiped out in all of America, and basically Batman uses his mode of transport as one of his trusty steeds from his
Bat
farm,
horse.
his bat horse,
Yeah.
which we don't know if he has a name or not.
Mhm.
And this
Apparently not, because the box just says collect to build a horse.
a horse. So this is the horse that he used in the show, and so if let's just get up here.
It's certainly Miller time, Rob.
So we've got. So I love the fact that Joker comes with the decapitated horse head. I think that's really fitting for his character. So he comes with a horse head. Batman comes with like some legs.
I need to check out Joker, because we did say on the midweek musings stream that the Dark Knight had a hot Joker, and I'd say this is less hot Joker and more just like maniacal. Joker.
Maniacal, definitely maniacal.
Oh no, he's pretty well built.
Definitely maniacal.
And then we've got so it looks like Robin comes with the main body of the horse, and Superman comes with the rear legs. So
Are you saying that Superman's the ass?
yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fitting with the story.
I mean, in the story, he kind of is. So, without further ado, we're gonna do all 4 of these. I'm thinking. Yes.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm thinking to speed up this process. Let's all unbox
Are you going to
one.
outsource the
To speed up the
unboxing?
process, I'm actually going to ask a trivia question while you unbox them for
Good
the
idea.
prize, which is a giveaway. Until
Does anyone want to help, or is this all on me?
These guys can definitely help. I'm going to ask questions, but before
wanna
that,
do
I've got
that
a couple of
I'll do hot
comments.
Joker.
You do
A
hot
couple of
Joker.
comments.
Superman.
Well, Jonathan, the boxes are gone. Poor Jason has had his turn now, so just hidden behind a bunch of boxes. He was hidden before. Craig, thank you for joining us. You're late, but you certainly didn't miss the Rodimus Prime unboxing, so that was awesome.
Fortunately, you can rewind the stream.
Correct.
Or you can watch it later and stick with us live.
And we are indeed now trying to build. Actually, while I'm doing that, everyone's unboxing stuff. I'm going to mute everyone. We are currently now also building a pony, my little Bill pony. So that's what we're doing, Rob, for sure. Batman is packaged with a very elaborate butt plug. There you go. Don't know why. So that's what Rob said.
Rob, I can see what you mean.
So I'm gonna quickly run a comp now and give away. We will give away a T-shirt. Actually, quickly grab the T-shirt. Can you pass me the T-shirt over here? Now, hand it over. This is a very nice Form Collectibles T-shirt. We're gonna give that away. I'm gonna ask you a trivia question, but on that note, I'm going to announce the winner of the previous giveaway that we did. I think the last roundtable, or it was probably midweek musings. I'm not sure. Was it midweek musings or was it roundtable?
No, it was a roundtable.
Yeah. Anyway, so the winner of last week's or the last giveaway we did is, drum roll. What is the name of the YouTube person?
What is the name of the thing you're supposed to know?
Yes.
Captain Australia Productions, aka my mate Jamie.
Okay, Captain Australia Productions, aka Jamie, you have won the Skeletor giveaway T-shirt, and courtesy of Jason Murray. I don't know where he got the T-shirt from, but it was 2 of a kind, not 1 of a kind. 2 of a kind.
You haven't got the other one?
I don't have the other one on today, but anyway. So you have won that T-shirt, Jamie. So I will give that to Mikey
Actually, it's Ronald Reagan.
to pass on to you.
And he will get it tomorrow.
Yes, there you go. So
Mr. Joker.
okay.
Down that wall.
We got a couple of comments.
Sorry, can I just point out the Joker comes with 1 alternate hand and a knife.
Yeah,
I don't know. What's the point of having 1 alternate hand?
no idea. Shall we do the T-shirt giveaway after this? Okay, let's do that.
Superman is freed.
I've got
from his prison.
the perfect segue into the comp that we're going to give. But let's look at a couple of comments. Taylor goes, "You're 3 days late building this horse. The Melbourne Cup was on a Tuesday."
That is true.
That's a good point.
Steve Watts, evening.
G'day, Steve.
How are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, very good to see you here. Always nice to have a selection of different people on the stream. And speaking of shirts, he says, I want to see all you in matching South polos next time.
That's not going to happen.
We're flying the flag.
Who is this? I need
Steve
to know.
Watts.
I need
Speaking
to.
of shirts, I want to see all you guys in matching South polos next time.
I clearly need to know this person.
So I'm flying the South. Yeah, and he's flying South. Oh, we got.
Okay, this one.
I say he supported winning teams like Penrith.
Oh, goodness, look at that.
Okay, I am going to mute a couple of guys because they're still opening lots of plastic. Yeah, comments, yeah. Okay, so speaking of the horse, how's the horse going on? Are we going to build a horse yet?
I have the back legs.
Do you know what? I have to say, honestly, a horse is a horse.
Yeah,
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
There's Mr. Jocko.
Joker.
Joker's up. I've just been, so this is the first time I've actually handled a DC multiverse figure, right? So I'm actually just super impressed with how the knees and stuff bend. Like that is solid as anything right there. Like the movement on that'll hold a
Try
pose.
try the Superman then, because obviously the sculpt's a little different with the knees.
Yeah, here you go. Try that. Like that is tight. Superman's a lot smoother actually.
Oh, I don't want to push that one. I won't tempt fate.
You got to put it.
Yeah, Simon, you've already broken enough tonight.
You got to put it in hot water, man.
Is the legs supposed to come?
Is it supposed to crack when I break it?
Well, yeah, look. I was actually thinking that the horse parts were going to be a bit more
Horsey.
no, just more like rigid plastic, like ABS plastic or something. But it's actually quite malleable.
ABS, all bullshit.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Stop horsing around and just build it. While your
Right.
Con goes.
We've got one left. We still need to.
So we've got a comment by Connie says it's weird how Todd McFarlane used to make fun of Batman. Now he's making Batman figures.
I like to call the DC multiverse figure line just Batman because every wave has a Batman. It doesn't matter what Batman's in the wave. Like you know every wave is going to have a Batman. And I'm fairly sure. Have we got one of the boxes here?
For yeah,
Just-
that.
Like I'm fairly sure that like over time they've had to learn to add clarification of what the figure is because it used to just be Superman and now it's like they need to now say, oh, it's Superman from this very specific issue or this particular story. This one is the Batman the Dark Knight Returns because there's so many different artists' interpretations of Superman and for Batman, and there's so many different versions of different things that he's wearing and the like, and so. Like, there's so many different Batman figures. There's a new one every other week. Like you can go to Big W and just come back with so many different Batman figures.
It's my horse that I'm building. Excuse me.
All right.
Well, that's what he's doing right now. He's releasing
All right. Okay. So we've got
That's a
two
cool
big.
looking Batman.
Wow.
Okay. Costa actually also added that sounds like the money from the new Spawn movie will be built by Batman DC figure sales.
Have you seen how many of the Warhammer McFarlane figures Talon bought? That's probably funding the thing. You know,
Oh god.
number one Warhammer fan. Loves it.
Warhammer fan.
He loves his hams.
Oh, I can hear as you're putting that together. It's a very different type of plastic.
Craig goes, I know a few people that are using the horse for Marvel Legends as well. I think it's a little big myself, but curious what you guys think.
Okay.
I think you're right, but horses and steeds generally can be oversized. They're big, if you get a good
You can have a
strong horse.
Horses are massive.
Massive. But
Have
saying
you ever
that,
met a horse?
but give me a second.
I've seen a horse in real life.
Guys. So, but however, this is for 7-inch, so it's not 6-inch figure. It's for a 7-inch. It's for 7-inch. So that's why the horse is there. If you're looking at that, did you pose that Superman?
Yes,
No,
I did. What?
I just saw someone yelling for the Emperor, and I presumed it was Talon.
No, that's Jason Grubb.
Yeah.
He's a tabletop guy. He loves his Warhammer too, by the way.
So Talon's got someone to talk to about this stuff.
No,
because
Jason.
we hate
Jason
it.
is
We
one of-
hate Warhammer here.
Jason's, yeah.
This is not the official home of Joy Toy Collectibles.
Oh, you bugger.
All right. We got a horse head. Funny. It looks like it's
You
articulated.
still have to put all the legs
I
on
know.
it. You're gonna have to take it apart again.
No, because you got
No?
to go on the outside.
Okay.
Put it closer together.
Right.
Who's the last one? Oh, here it's
Pop that Robin,
I
baby.
can't remember her name.
Carrie Kelly.
Lady Robin.
Yeah.
Carrie Kelly.
Yay! It's coming together. We're building a horse, guys. This is groundbreaking stuff.
Oh, okay. So speaking of horse, shall we do the?
We'll get 2 seasons and a movie on ABC.
No, seriously. Speaking of horse, shall I do the next giveaway?
Yes, I'm almost there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Speaking of horses, I got a trivia question.
how long did it take to build this horse?
Can I proceed with my trivia question?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We're going to give away a T-shirt here, Storm Collectibles one. Now the question is, you have to either be sub, like, or subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and comment. Okay. Speaking of horses, from what line of this quote, what movie was it from? Are you kidding me? I'm so hungry. I'm going to get you to cook me a horse. I could eat a horse. So, what?
That's a good question.
I expect that Craig Moore is going to instantly name the movie.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a horse. What line? What movie is that line?
Wasn't it? Are you kidding? You should cook me.
No. I'm so hungry. I could eat a horse.
Oh, what was the other part that you said?
That's probably like a dozen films over the years.
It is.
No.
Can I also just point out this is packaged?
It's iconic.
This is packaged so interestingly because.
We got an answer and a winner. Straight up.
Far out. That was impressive.
That was very quick. Scarface. Nick Nicolau. Are you kidding me?
There we go.
There you go.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a horse.
So as far as
Is the lights okay? It just looked like it was about to collapse. That's your T-shirt, Nick. Storm Collectibles,
I have no
buddy.
idea how to get this out.
There you go. Well done.
See, the cape goes through
Yeah,
the
you
back
just
of
gotta pull it off.
You just got to pull it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, Grubs. You missed out just by that minute, that little split second over there. I'm going to mute these guys because they are opening boxes.
How about another Scarface quote for the people at home?
Another Scarface
Scarface
quote.
for the people.
Oh, what's Scarface quote?
What did he think about Gaspar Gomez and the Diaz brothers?
Yeah, just gotta pull it out.
Am I allowed to say that on a
It's a
live
movie quote.
Yeah, I like, hey, pelican, fly, pelican. You like pelicans? I love pelicans. I love it. Yeah, Nick, that's yours.
Weird. This is actually so weird to unbox because her cape is on the back of the.
Do you want to cut the plastic a little?
Do you mind if I cut it? Is that all right, Mike?
Yeah, it's mine.
I'm not.
Okay.
Keeping the box.
Okay. Good.
So what other comments we got here? So
I'm sorry. I'm just really weirded out by that because I find that really unusual for unboxing.
So
things.
Craig goes, the shirt wouldn't fit me, so I didn't want to answer anyway. Oh, well, I'm assuming that you knew the answer. And considering you're a massive movie buff and a connoisseur, I'm sure that sort of, that quote would have been, you know,
Oh,
walking apart for
he
you.
did.
He would have just nailed it.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
didn't want to, didn't want to ruin someone else's chances.
Very nice. So there you go. Nick got it instead. There's another nice quote. Say hello to my little friend.
It's beautiful
Yeah,
quote.
everyone-
Yeah.
Iconic.
Iconic. Super
There you
iconic.
go, horse.
There you go, horse. Speaking of horse, let's get the horse.
There's one more figure still to be released from their plastic prison. Here we go.
We got Kerry.
Look
Kerry.
how weird this is. Oh.
You've done it.
I actually want to see her.
Yeah, this is actually one of the characters I'm most interested in from the line because she's a very unique Robin.
Don't forget her catapult.
She's also the
Oh.
best.
Her
Robin.
Bart
gosh.
Simpson-esque
You-
catapult.
That is a little bit. There you go.
You're most
It
welcome.
is your choice.
You're most welcome, Nick. So when I see you next, you'll have one of these babies.
Oh, she's got toe articulation. Wow. Damn.
Okay, so
The horse. You wanted
Thoughts?
you wanted to see the horse. The Quentin.
Thoughts. I want to see the horse. What are your thoughts?
Oh gosh, that's actually really solid.
Horses are
that
bad.
that is a big horse.
But that's
Is it
that's
really?
hefty.
That is a big horse.
Batman's probably been breeding these for generations for the perfect bat horse. You know what he's like. This
Bat
is
horse.
Can the characters
Oh.
ride the horse?
Yeah.
Alright, hang on.
That's be pretty pointless to have
The
it.
head
Well,
should be able to go up a little.
You
more.
want to have Batman on a horse? Dave?
No, I'm gonna put
do you want to
Superman
show the
on.
horse? Yeah, I'm going to put.
I want to put Superman on the
It's
horse.
ratcheted.
Can the horse rear up on its back legs like shown on the back of the box?
Like a
Probably
Ferris?
You're
Like
playing
a
around.
mythic
Fancy.
legions
Like
that
a-
is yet
I
to be
want to put
done.
Superman on.
Why?
Like a centaur.
Because
Yeah.
Superman has no need of horses.
Hey,
but look at that! Like the feet can even go in the stirrups. That's really cool. Oh, here we go.
by the way, speaking of little
He killed
friends.
the Joker.
Speaking of little, where's Lenny the Grub?
He's up. He's hanging on up here.
Lenny the
He's
Grub,
hanging out up top.
weaseling is up the back, weaseling his way into the picture.
You want to get a shot of Lenny, Dave? Lenny sends his best regards to all of you guys. It says thanks for watching. You'll see him perched back there. I think Dave is going to switch in a minute.
Can you do Craig's comment in a Pacino accent? The last one?
This one, really?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do it?
Can we get
It doesn't say any bad words.
Yeah, okay, good. It says, in this country, you got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, you get the women.
Is the accent offensive?
Do you like that?
No, to me it is. I'm offended by it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
You've insulted my Cuban heritage.
Have we got a shot of Superman riding the horse?
Yes, he does.
There we go. So I like to call this pose the "Ow my nuts" pose. But yeah.
Now my nuts.
Have you ever been on a horse? That's pretty much what you say.
Does the horse
Problems.
does the horse have much articulation?
Well, the head, no. Tail, a little bit.
The legs are on a
They're a bit
one-dimensional
awkward.
plane. There's no sideways give.
There's bit there.
And the head
there.
itself, don't forget the head.
Yeah, some of
The
that
head bobs up and down a little.
and the head bobs up and down, and yeah, like the legs do move. Like that's fairly posable
For a bath. Come on.
Considering this thing came in pieces and we've built it into actually there's multiple points of articulation on the tail, right? Like that goes up and down and around.
Each leg's got a knee and an ankle joint. So,
Yeah. So like that's pretty. I mean, the legs come as one piece, so like fair enough too. Like I would say surprisingly, I'm less certain that there's actually an ankle. There's not a tilt; it's just a joint up and down, right? So you can't.
It's like a rock.
You can't. Oh no, it does rotate around.
Yeah.
But like, if you were to try to treat this like a thing with an ankle, like you'll break it.
Hey,
but
Simon, the next question's for you. It's from William Johnson. Can you get it to rear up?
So that was, in fact, I believe you
That's
can.
all I asked from my plastic horses. Can they rear
I
up?
believe you can because we looked at this. We looked at this on the live stream. I think you can if you use the tail as a although
I just want to point out the back of the pack shows Batman rearing up on this horse.
Well, then do it. What's stopping you?
Let's get Dave to check that out.
There we go.
That's actually going to be quite difficult because of the amount of mass there.
If McFarlane says it can do it, then it can do it.
Okay, on a serious note, though, Craig's got a good point. I'm spoiling animal action figures in the G.I. Joe classified line because making the best animal figures out there right now.
That's probably a good point. I mean, there's unless who else is making animal figures? Schleich, and they don't move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, their timber that came with Snake Eyes was fantastic.
Actually,
we've got two figures down.
Actually,
it's
no.
really, this is actually really close to standing up.
Well, if you put
Mythic
the
If you put a figure on it, I think it will.
put Batman on.
Well, they make a
Simon,
horse.
Simon, can you hand me Batman, please? Because I think this might actually stand up.
Do you reckon if he, with the weight of Batman on it?
Yeah, I think with fat Batman on it.
He's
I
not
think
fat. He's
Mate,
just-
he's 50.
Can you just try and do this
Buddy.
instead of me?
He's 55 years old. He's not old.
no,
It's
not,
just
not, not
mileage,
old.
baby.
He said
It's
fat,
just
not old.
mileage.
He's not
He's
old.
Fat Man.
He's not fat. He's built.
It's stocky.
Yeah, Jonathan says that Batman might help balance the
Batman usually helps to balance the scales.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, Mikey? Are you liking now you have your own set of TDKR?
I don't. To be perfectly honest, I think it's probably still a bit too far.
I'm thinking
Like,
McFarlane
it feels
glued
close,
there.
doesn't it?
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Mr.
Like, it
Lurch
feels
is
look
thinking-
at it. It's gone. He's done it.
And
In the middle.
can we
In the
get-
middle.
Oh no, we have to move it.
We got to get into dude. That is a horrible pose. Come on, get into pose better.
He's not
DIY.
even holding the
Clinton,
reins, man.
Clinton, the question was, can it do it?
Yeah.
Not does it look good doing it. The
Um,
miracle of a dancing elephant is not how well it dances, but that it dances at all.
Yeah. Mr. Lurch's thing says, "Good evening, folks. Good evening to you. Batman brings balance to the force."
Yes, I believe that saying came from the very well known Jedi Master Gandalf.
And I like Chris Defo goes, "Wow, I jump onto here. He's 55 years old and he's a fat man."
Yeah, well, you were complaining that he's not old. He was saying that he was fat.
But he's 55. That's not old. I reckon we've got a pretty good.
So, Mikey, are you happy with your Dark Knight Returns cast?
Oh yeah, no, they're really cool. I know that McFarlane figures aren't the most articulated figures out there, but they all look great. I was mainly in it for Carrie because I really like Carrie Kelly as Robin. But I like this Joker. He's just ridiculously roided up. Ronald Reagan as Superman is pretty cool. And
Nancy.
and Batman on a horse. We'll get him into a better pose, but it can do it.
Simon is the guy for poses.
Yeah, we'll give it a go, Simon.
I'm not going to fuck with it. Sorry. I'll just break something. You know.
Yeah, that is true. You've already broken stuff on the show already. So yeah, it's they come with some good stuff. What do you call it? Accessories, and yeah, they look good.
Can I offer that? Given that these are 7-inch figures, and they're usually, but I don't know if these ones were, they're usually cheaper at a cheaper price point than Marvel Legends. Although I will also just say, given the price of Marvel Legends these days, everything is at a cheaper price point than Marvel Legends. The fact that they've got the articulation that they do and they're a cheaper price point and they're bigger, I think is a big point in their favor. Like, if you are a fan of the Dark Knight, then these are almost a no-brainer to pick these.
I think they're great. And you've got more expensive alternatives out there. But for the sculpt, like, I really like Carrie's hair. I think they did that really well. I think they really did Superman's face great. I think Joker looks great. I think there's only one more figure that I need to get from this line. I think there's only just one armored Batman. So I'm planning to display Batman on the horse, and then like with Carrie nearby, like attacking Joker, and then having the armored Batman versus the Superman.
Jonathan goes, I'm not much of a fan, but these are pretty cool looking figures.
They are pretty cool.
And, for the money, what, $40 each?
I'm not sure. Are they about $40?
Yeah.
$40.
Oh, it's cheaper than Marvel Legends these days. Can I also just point out, they come with stands so that you can make sure that they don't fall over when they're posed.
Hallelujah. Hasbro, listen, please.
Yeah.
They got cards.
They come with really cool
bio cards.
Yeah, bio cards with like cool little photos of the figures in really dynamic poses.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then they've got the
Can we show one?
Oh, it's not art. It's actually photos.
Yeah,
It's their photos.
Can we put one up there? We'll just
their photos of
we'll
the
stick the
toys.
photo of Carrie in front of Carrie.
Yeah.
And see if Dave can.
Yeah. So look, what are you getting? What are you getting in the box? You get a decently articulated figure, a piece of a horse, accessories.
It's a good warning that giving someone a piece of a horse.
I'll give you a piece of my horse
yeah.
if you don't. A really cool, like a really well done collector's card and a stand. So if you're asking me $45, I wouldn't pay more than $45 for these things. At like $50, you'd probably be reaching. But for the money, and they did a clever thing with, because Carrie's the smaller figure, she comes with most of the horse. She comes with the body. And I still, again, I think it's funny that Joker comes with the decapitated horse head. So if you're asking me, are they worth it? I do think so. They're a lot cheaper than your alternative, the alternates. So
if you want to see what the alternatives are, just watch our last midweek music.
Yep, we have pretty much all the toys on that one.
We're talking about Dark Knight Returns.
But yeah, so we're showing off these ones today. Am I happy? Yes. My rating out of 10. Just from feeling them, the build quality and everything, the posability looks good. Simon just bumped the table and the horse didn't fall. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was everyone but Simon.
How many Joker knives out of 10 are you going to give it?
Joker knives? I'm going to give them a solid 9 out of 10.
Solid 9 Joker knives out of 10. Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, they're cool. I like them. And if you want a pretty decent horse, that's this is the way to get it.
Speaking of pretty decent horses, one of the dogs has just come into the room. We might have guests on the stream.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Cookie.
That's good.
Well, Toy Reel does love its canines, doesn't
we
it?
do. We all have canines. All good. Rob Franklin goes, I got my hands on a set of Batman Beyond figures early this year. I do recall that, and they're certainly They're very nice. That's all right. We'll leave Cookie. If she wants to come in, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll leave Cookie. Yeah, she's excited. She's happy. Look at her.
We have to have a dog on the stream sooner or later.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, besides Simon's pug.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one breathes easier.
This one can actually breathe.
Don't you tease my elf.
There was
Beautiful dog.
Hasbro don't know what stands on.
Well, that's why I'm so angry, because the G.I. Joe classified line, which you and I are both heavy collectors of, the retro ones come with figure stands, and it makes all the difference. And I'm really irritated that especially if you're army building, you're trying to do the rank and file with the Vipers.
Well, I got to say, when I bought the see the Jump Troopers down there, they were Black Series. They actually came with stands.
I've had Black Series. There was the Black Series Jedi Luke that came with a weird triangular stand. You kind of slotted his foot in.
Yeah.
But, nothing since. That's why I bought so many of those packs that came with the Vader, and it had the background.
Yeah.
Because you could set those up and
Set
use them
those up,
stands.
yeah. Couple of comments. I vaguely considered the Batman family 5-pack going file. I'm not sure yet. That's what Craig was saying. That's an interesting point. I didn't realize the Hasbro lineup NBA figures were going to cost about $60 USD.
Yeah, so you're
Wow.
talking about the starting lineup
Starting
figures.
lineup,
So
yeah.
it's a new line that Hasbro is bringing back from the 80s or the 90s. It's NBA Superstars. The first range is out in December, releasing throughout December. And $60 sounds about right. I've seen them go up for pre-orders for about $100 in Asia.
There you go. Cue time.
Excuse me.
That was for you, by the way, Con. He says, love you guys, but I got to go sing karaoke and do Weird Al Dares to be stupid. And I was yesterday's all blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I just can't read all that because I'm half blind. But anyway, thank you for joining us from Darwin.
Did Con put a 4-line comment up on the
He
screen?
did. It was like a super long comment. The voice of Retgar from the 2007 Cartoon Network. And there you go. Anyway, sorry. My eyes.
I think what Con is saying is that he needs to go because he's going to watch the Weird Al Yankovic movie starring Daniel Radcliffe. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Have you ever seen the video from UHF?
Yes. Yeah.
Marvel Legends figures used to come with stands and prop sets.
Have you got a VHS player?
Yes.
We got a couple more comments before we move on to the next one. We'll have to compare the Bat Horse with Roach from The Witcher, which has just popped into the JB Hi-Fi Battle of the Horses. So
The Witcher, anything from The Witcher is immediately downgraded by the fact that The Witcher is now Liam Hemsworth.
Oh my God! What
Speaking,
don't dare take away my Henry.
Speaking of horses, I think I want to ask you guys quickly something before we go on to Mythic Legions. I'm going to unbox one of my really cool favorite pieces. It's highly anticipated from the Illythia wave, but I really enjoyed the Rings of Power.
Oh, so did I. Have you finished it yet?
Completely finished
Yeah,
it.
wasn't it great?
I have to say, Tolkien, sword and sorcery, fantasy, all the Jason. It's not fantasy. It's drama.
I'm judging by the silence from the rest of the crew here. We're the only ones who've watched it.
No.
Incredible.
I've watched it, but I'm
did
going
I
to go out on a limb and say Tolkien is pretty dull.
Yeah, sure, that's fair enough.
No.
Did we get a murmur of agreement from either Will or David? Yet?
So Will thumbs up.
Yeah.
Dave was like thumbs down. Everyone's going, oh, Peter Jackson didn't do it.
Peter Jackson had a job 10 years ago.
Exactly.
It's not the fact that Peter Jackson didn't do it. It's just that I find The Lord of the Rings to be very generic fantasy.
Do you know what? Can I honestly say, I went into it not expecting it to be great, and I really enjoyed it. So I would give it a shot. So since we're on Rings of Power is not an adaptation of an earlier book. It's an adaptation of parts of the Silmarillion and the appendices. So there's a lot of space for them to write new characters around it. And so it's not very much someone just going, let's do a faithful adaptation of one of Tolkien's books. They've done a lot to actually change some aspects of it and make it into a workable story.
I didn't have any objections, politically, or because
they
had a black elf or anything like that.
Did you watch all of it?
I only watched the first couple. of episodes, and I got a little bored. And there was other stuff I needed to watch.
No, that's fair enough. And you know, and if you don't go back to it and you don't miss it, that's fine. Not everything is for all people, but I understand the complaints about it being slow. But I was talking about this with someone the other day, and they said, I don't understand why people want everything given to them in the first hour. And this is a complaint that we've seen with Andor recently as well. People were ready to write it off after the first episode, and now here we are 9 weeks in. People are just like, this is my favorite Star Wars thing ever.
Absolutely,
So, it's amazing.
Andor's incredible.
Andor's amazing.
How unlike people to judge things prematurely.
So
everyone loves
we
Andor.
got a thumbs up.
I mean, sweet.
But I will say that there are things that happen around episode 6 of the Rings of Power that is just astonishing that they've managed to put it on TV on a particular budget. You can see if it's a bit slow in some episodes, once it hits episode 6, it's making a beeline for the finale. Very satisfying.
Look, to be fair, if you're a fan of any particular type of brand or franchise, it doesn't matter what sort of offering you get, you will like it anyway. So you could say I'm easy to please. Oh, there's that cookie again. She's out. I like Tolkien and I like Lord of the Rings, so I'm easy to please. But I enjoyed it. So, but the reason why I do that is the very same reason why I like Mythic Legions, because I'm certainly into this sort of stuff. And on that note, we're going to unbox Baron Voligar. Dave, I'm going to put Baron here.
It's going to move the Joker's hand. Although Baron could very easily be hand Joker.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly give again people a bit of a primer into the Mythic Legions lore. So David's got something there. Now look at that figure. He's a vampire warlord. I mean, look at that. Amazing.
Sorry, did you say a vampire warlord?
He's a warlord, yeah. And
a very Nosferatu look going on.
Yeah. Definitely Nosferatu, for sure. I mean, if you look at, and also, I'm going to show you some comparative figures I actually have here in front of the laptop, but I'll pull that up in a minute. Anyway, I know that I've been banging on about Mythic Legions. In a couple episodes ago, with unboxed several, we did a Farius. Simon wanted to put it up on its rear end, and I stopped him from doing that because the unfortunate part.
Look at what we've done tonight.
He managed to do that with Bat's horse over there.
No, I did it.
But
Mikey, shut up.
With Mythics, for those of you guys who are not sure with Mythics, can we get zoom on onto this guy here again? Just get on there. Okay, so this guy is actually version 2 of Baron Voligar, right? But for those of you guys that want to know a bit about Mythic Legions, the entire lore consists of 4 heroic groups and also 4 evil ones and 2 splinter. So they're altogether 10 factions. What I really like about the lore itself is that it's all again based on sword, sorcery. You got the good guys, the humans, which is basically the Legion or the Order of Aetheron. Then you have all the dark elves, and then you have all the elves, which is Vylorni's flock, and then you have the orcs, which is part of the Legion of Arathir, and then you have the army of Leodesis, which is again a human faction. And you've got various different human factions that ally with themselves to fight the Legion of Arathir. And in this way, you could see there's so many similarities and so many striking sort of resemble, folklore to very similar to Lord of the Rings as well. And like I said, World of Warcraft last time. So this guy is from Illithia's brood. It's basically a legion fueled by a constant hunger for blood. Vampires all love their blood. They're very elegant and expertly trained, and these flesh eaters are generally made up by a bunch or a lineage of a bloodline that stems from Illythia, who is the queen goddess of the vampire brood. And Baron Voligar, who is this guy that you see here, is the son of Illythia, and he also has his daughter Lucretia, which is over here. By the way, some of these names sound familiar because if you watch certain movies, these are just general. I'm going to put them up over here before I put Lucretia up here, and then I'm going to unbox Baron. These are just generic vampire knights. They're very nice.
They are super detailed.
They're very detailed. And I'm going to take Lucretia on horse now. She's very nicely posed. Riding
horse battle.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys recognize this particular horse. Now, this is something from a toy line that some of you may recognize. I'm going to get Dave to do a close-up on that.
I mean, it's not rearing up.
It's not rearing up. It is in a slight little trot or
Yeah.
gallop or whatever trot, more like a trot. That horse over there is actually the old Lord of the Rings Toy Biz horse.
Suddenly we understand
One of the ring
reference to
wraiths.
the Lord of
Yes.
the Rings.
Huh?
Yeah.
The ring wraiths one.
The ring race.
Yeah.
Yes. So before Four Horsemen actually offered us horses, which were very large, nice horses that are available now, I literally had to go find. Oh, by the way, here's Cookie. You want to come here, Cookie? Hi, say hi to everyone. There's Cookie. Yep, there we go. She's having a bit of a run.
Cookie is the most expensive toy in the room.
Yeah, she is. She's like hanging out. I literally had to go and find all these horses via the Toy Biz line and buy them as cheaply as I could, so that I could literally.
Did you army build the horses from a different line?
I did. So I only build the horses on a different line. So
Good way to get them. Very clever.
Well, Rob
Yeah.
Franklin's got a good question.
Yeah, he
man, that I'm
does.
sure
So-
would interest me.
what is Mythic Legions based on? Books, role-playing games. They are actually going to make a computer game now,
But
based on the popularity on just the figures themselves.
But it is an original IP that the Four Horsemen
It is.
themselves based so they could make really cool characters for.
Exactly. It's an original IP, incredibly smart. And mind you, like I said, they were actually guys that used to work for McFarlane Toys.
They've
So-
been around a lot.
So on the table now, you literally have guys that came from McFarlane Toys, right? So the four of them decided to go, and then they started their own company.
And
called
they've done work for Mattel. Like,
Yes.
these guys have been in the toy industry for many years now. Just,
Yeah.
Is there more than 4 of them?
They're actually four of them.
Yeah, the
yeah.
original
Yeah.
four.
The original,
came over.
This is a very horse-centric episode tonight. That's what Craig said.
Since we're on the distant shot. Oh, okay, we're not. That's all right.
Oh, we got to. Yeah.
I was going to say, can I actually look at the figure? Because I can't.
Sure.
I can only see the back of the box. But
Sure. Take.
Is that all right?
I want Dave to. So quickly, I'll talk to you a bit more about Dave. We can get in a little
Collector
Lucretia.
friendly. Very cool.
Hey, Jonathan's.
and
got-
it is. As we pulled the box over, Simon said collector friendly, and it is right. Like it's packaged up nicely. You can unbox the figure without destroying the package.
Yes.
Fantastic. And yeah,
That's-
all the inserts are on plastic trays and like.
What
so,
they call it, collector friendly. Yeah. You want to do the honors of opening that toy? Come on, Simon.
There's no way
Oh.
I'm going to open up your toy.
No, that's all right. Let Simon do it. Anyway, I'm just-
Simon will,
so,
though.
so look, okay. So now Dave's got. While we're
Right,
waiting for
also
Simon to
have
do
fun,
that,
Simple as that.
There
yeah,
you go.
we got
And
we got
you can put it back
we got
when you
Lucre-
resell it.
we got Lucretia on that horse, and Lucretia basically is, like I said, the offspring of Baron Voligar, who we're essentially going to unbox. And
Just a couple of
have
twisty
look at it.
ties.
So it's twist ties, so you don't
Twist
need to,
ties,
don't
nice
need
and
to cut
easy.
anything. So it's non-destructive opening out the packaging, but also it looks like it'll stack well in storage and the like as well. Again, cape at the back of the
No,
Oh,
cape
no,
separate
cape's
in its
separate.
own little bag.
the cape is actually fabric as well.
It is fabric.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go, take that, sir.
Okay. Now,
Feel the cape.
Cookie is feeling very comfortable right now. so
Only
just so you know.
cape is holding the sword in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have. So let's look at this guy. I mean, look at that sculpt. I mean, can I just quickly?
Should we
Keep
move?
him up.
I'm not going to keep him up because it's a pain. You have to take the pauldrons off. By the way, speaking of pauldrons, he does have pauldrons in that bag over there. But I'm just going to show everyone the quality of the sculpt of the figure as well, and talk a bit about Baron Voligar.
Do you want to put him up?
Yeah, I'm going to put him up here. So, Dave, I'm going to stand him up here and just get a close up. In fact, we get close up.
Nice sword.
That is an amazing figure.
I can open my mail with this.
So just for all of you guys that are really interested or curious about Mythic Legions, there was a first release for Baron Voligar, and it was part of the Illythia's the Covenant of Shadows All Stars 3 lineup. So it had two particular waves. So the first initial wave for Baron Voligar in version 1 was released in Covenant of Shadows, and then they re-released him again in All Stars Wave 3. He came with a long sword shield with clip banner standard with a bat wing and didn't have additional heads. Now, to give you a bit of a background, and I'm going to mute that real quick because I'm hearing people futzing around with plastic. He was the firstborn true vampire. Baron Volga was basically ancient in royalty. And he was the product of an unholy union between Illythia and one of the elves of the First Age. And I like the fact that the elves in various ages, so when you look at elves, for example, in Lord of the Rings as well, you had dark elves, different elves. Very similar in the Mythic Legions lore, you have dark elves as well. And early in the days following the disappearance of the ancient evil powers that was within the land of Mythos, Volgar bore a daughter named Lucretia, which you'll see over there on that horse, who possessed a power that nearly matched his own as well. So I think wanting no part of the leadership, Volgar then spent decades training Lucretia so that she could essentially take the mantelpiece and then look after Illythia's brood. So Illythia's brood is sort of like a faction of vampires. And again, so well done. In fact, there are 3 or 4 other vampires part of the Illythia's brood that's down there. And I thought, you know what, there's no possible way we're going to unbox all of them. But if you look at them all again, and I'm going to put them side by side, they just look menacing. What a bunch of great looking figures.
They do look fantastic. The amount of detail in there, the armor and the weapons.
Bring that horse.
A very brief question.
Yeah, sure.
I noticed on the back of these figures, there's a hole.
Yeah.
What is that for? What accessory goes on that?
Believe it or not, you actually have pegs that allow you to actually put wings on the back of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you got these pegs, and also on the back of them where the holes are, you also
that's what I'm talking about. I notice all figures have that hole in the middle of the back.
Yeah, and you can put pauldrons. Obviously now Baron hasn't got his pauldron on there, so we should probably.
I was admiring them while I was futzing with the
I didn't want to say, but I don't know what a pauldron is.
big shoulder pads.
I'll open it up. Open it up. So as Simon's doing that, I'm going to give you a bit more insight into the second release. Actually, I just realized that this is
very cool looking shit.
pulling around. So the second release, which you see in front of you now, is part of the Illythia wave, which is the latest offering from Four Horsemen. I think this came in very recently, right, Jason? I can't
I think we got it about a month ago.
A month ago, yeah, that's right. His accessories. Now, in the accessory, now let's look at this. This is what we call, I don't know if I can hear deep breathing, buddy.
There's deep concentration going on.
I'm gonna put.
Did they go the other way?
No. I mean, look at those pauldrons, man. They look. Oh, that's for the shield. You're gonna put the shield on there.
Oh,
or do you want to put the sword? Oh, you're lefty. You're lefty.
I like to change things up. I don't have when I got my Vipers. Not all of them are right-handed or left-handed. You know.
Yeah. Okay, and then you got to put the sword in the left hand. There you go. Put the sword there.
You would not want to walk around in a dark alley and find this guy in there.
No, it's an incredible.
That's why I'm surprised he's got a daughter.
Well, he does.
But whom he spent years training as well. And you got to remember that they're immortal. So,
what does the woman who slept with this guy look like?
Well, we don't actually have that in the.
We actually don't necessarily know how they reproduce.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So there you go. I'm going to get Dave to show us those beautiful. Look at that pauldron.
Insane.
Amazing.
I love it.
So this was part of the Illythia wave. It comes with several accessories. Comes with a Zwilhander sword.
The Zwilhander.
Zwilhander basically is German for double blade or double-handed blade.
That checks out.
Vampire sword, shield, and there's no additional profiles or extra heads. Now, I'm not going to fuss around with that because that's hard to put on. Now, speaking of which, he also has a fur coat, which will make the figure look even nicer. But I got to say...
A fur coat?
I got to say, why... Look at the way that... I think it needs a bit of hot water to bend.
That's why I was wondering when he put them on.
Look, it's probably just the way they've been in the pack, maybe a little bit squashed up. I'm sure they'll pop back into any shape you want.
Particularly to use some hot water and maybe melt it back there. Yeah.
Well, you were saying last time we unboxed a Mythic Legions figure that you often need to put some of the pieces in hot water to put them where you want them to be. So it's totally consistent.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's go back on him again, David, and we'll wrap him up because I think we need to go to another Transformer shortly.
Yes, it's been at least half an hour since we had any Transformers on the table. So
what do you think?
Fair enough.
Yeah. What do you think, Cookie? What do you reckon? What do you reckon?
Cookie.
So yeah. So there you go. It's version 2, what we call the new release for Baron Volgar version 2, and they're actually readily available now in Big Bad Toy Store. For those of you guys that are into Mythic Legions and like this sort of stuff, I highly recommend it. I will give him probably a 10 out of 10 as far as sculpt's concerned.
Good golly.
Look at the
10 pauldrons out of 10.
10 pauldrons out of 10. If I stand corrected, but I'm pretty sure that where his armor is in the chest piece, that's essentially a profile of Illythia, I think. If you look here, guys, see that face?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the goddess queen, which is pretty amazing.
This guy is kicking ass.
He is kicking
I like
ass.
him.
Yeah, he
I like
does,
it a lot. Oh, I like I've got a spine and vertebrae running down the back in the arm.
I mean, like there's very few ways of proving your dedication to your dark goddess than wearing her face into battle, right?
Yes, dark goddess for sure. So anyway, for more information on Baron Volgar and all the likes of the Illythia's brood, you can certainly go online, check out fourhorsemanstudios.com, and you can see all the faction information, character information. Very interesting lore. I love it. I mean, if you're a big Lord of the Rings fan, Warcraft fan, Willow fan, Motu fan, this is, and again, if you're a big Four Horsemen Studios fan, awesome figures. Awesome. Okay. Well, on that note, let's go to...
We've got one more figure to go tonight, haven't we?
We have one more figure,
Yeah.
In fact, we have one more figure, and then I think we're going to collectively unbox the foreshadowing of something else.
I mean, it's not.
I have
It's not.
no
it's
idea
not
what
that
you're
big a
talking
box.
about.
I don't know if we're going to collectively.
Yeah, I know. But let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. On that note, Simon, what have you got for us, buddy? Let's.
Gentlemen,
I'm going to put Cookie down.
if I may, cast your minds back to the early 90s. It was a heady time, 1994 to be exact.
Okay.
We were laughing
sorry,
at the
I was casting my
exploits of a mentally impaired war veteran, Forrest Gump, while we cried over the Lion King being tossed off a cliff.
Nice.
Kurt Cobain had had enough of the grunge movement and killed himself. And
Kurt Cobain joined the circle of life.
in these heady times, there was such a thing as G2 Transformers.
Wow.
Hasbro's first foray into repaints of
That's not true.
existing molds.
That's not true at all. Repaints have been there from the beginning.
Hush, child.
Hush.
No. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Beanie Babies were storming stores everywhere.
Yeah.
And along that time, they released the Combaticons in a lovely eye-blazing G2 color, which
I
was
love this deco.
which was the style of the times. You know, Turtles, everything was getting a little bit more extreme. We were all radical to the max.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey was just a glint in the postman's eye. Now,
I was wondering when you were going to get to like the Mikey insult. Yeah.
Now, this is from MMC's Ocular Max Regenesis line, per the Perfection series. Let's pop this crazy vampire out of the way.
Yeah.
Now, you just get a good look at that artwork. This
Feel
is,
hander.
It is very
everyone
nice
knows
comic
how
artwork.
much I love graphic art on a box. You know, make some effort. This thing is amazing. I really wish I knew who the artist was. I'm sure someone out there would probably know. And if they do know, if they could drop the name of the artist in so I can look it up.
Check out the tech specs on the back as well. Straight out of the
Straight
80s,
out of
yeah.
it.
Do they give you a tech specs decoder in the box as well?
Yes, there will be one. You can see
Look at that.
While it's a secret to us now, we'll see if we can reveal just how strong this guy is. Now, basically, look, this is a repaint of OX's All-in-One series Bruticus. It's a fantastic toy. I have the original color Combaticons, which I use as my bot stand-ins. I use Zeta Bruticon though as my big guy, Bruticus.
So who is this exactly? Which character?
This is Onslaught, my friend.
But
Onslaught.
isn't he also known as the big bad Dudicus?
He is the metamorphing Dudicus.
The metamorphing Dudicus. Simon and I found out in the trailer today that it's not G2 Bruticus that is known as the Dudicus. It is in fact Onslaught. Onslaught is the metamorphing Dudicus. So
a little bit of tape.
yeah.
Can I just say, Simon? that box art's really underappreciated.
It's an art in itself.
Now looking at the figure, ooh, that's
Let's just have a look. What do we have to do to get him into shape? There are a couple of things.
Rob Franklin has a question for you.
Fire away, Rob.
Please tell me Simon has the whole set.
Yeah. Oh no, at this point I'm just waiting on Probus or Brawl.
Okay.
There is a tech spec decoder in here as well. I thought you were joking.
No. I never joke about masterpiece stand-ins.
Nice. Oh, look here, listen to those ratchets.
Wow, look at him go.
Very cool. That's
So garish.
ratchets along with that deep breathing.
Do the arms extend out slightly?
I'm just
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Cool.
How
Yeah,
is
look
how,
at
how
that.
is the Dudicus?
Oh, he's radical to the max, as you can see.
Do you reckon he'd drink energy drinks?
Is there,
Like this one?
something?
Yeah,
Is there a
that's
panel
not an
that
energy drink.
flips out the back to the foot?
Talking about the kind that'll keep you up to
No,
3
those are what the
Oh, yeah. Sort of. So you can sort of stand that out there to sort of give him a bit more support at the back, I guess. But yeah, because he's a little bit back heavy because of the stuff that's on him. But like, yeah, you can definitely handle that. That's
All
right.
good onslaughts are back heavy because they need that nice big backpack.
Oh, we got some
There we go.
lovely purple guns.
Look at that purple. Deep. Bit of purple rain.
You know one interesting thing about the original G2 Onslaught? He came with a spring-loaded missile launcher. You know where they got that from?
No, Boba Fett.
No, Snow Serpent from G.I. Joe line, 1991.
Yes, they stole it from Boba Fett.
So-
every time I think it's
Spring loaded.
So they were stealing parts from the 91 G.I. Joe, the Snow Serpent V2.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And so did, and you told me Jazz was the same as well.
Jazz got the same missile launcher, a couple of others in the line that year. But,
It was actually quite funny thinking about the way that they would reuse parts back then, because now we know that if a character needs a matrix, Hasbro will make a new matrix. They don't reuse the molds or the designs.
Yeah. Hey, Rob Franklin wants to know: is there any die cast in the figure?
There's lots of die cast in this figure.
Really?
It's really heavy.
there's a little bit, mainly around the feet.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
imagine.
kind of where you want to be. Like pick it up and
Yeah,
flip it
wait for
after
No, let's just get a gun in his hand.
Oh, Simon wants to get a gun in his hand for sure. Let's do it.
Oh,
let's go.
there we go.
Where's this pricing availability?
I got this from the lovely gentleman Savier's Toys.
Yeah.
Two calls out
Fantastic,
for Zen tonight.
fantastic seller of Transformers. Never lets me down. Always has some of the best prices. Now, I'm going to say this cost me about $230.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's a big transformer. Very nice.
So we got some nice, not a huge amount of. I mean, he's fairly well articulated.
Yeah, no, I mean he's pretty standard articulation for a sort of a third party masterpiece.
But
right?
the big deal with this is like OX is all in one gimmick. So like if you're one of those guys who really has opinions about parts forming, these are the Combaticons you want because all the fists, all that stuff's built in.
Craig goes, looks awesome, Simon. He likes it. You're gonna well, you can buy one, Craig. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, Craig,
Get
buy it.
Buy it.
Come on.
Can I?
that thus concludes the enabling portion of the show.
Go for it, my friend.
Oh well.
I reckon there's more than the feet in that with diecast.
I mean, it looks very okay. I think Mikey wants to feel
Oh, I
that.
do.
Yeah,
It's heavier than I thought.
Yeah, I know, right?
that looks great.
It does.
What are your thoughts?
Look, I've already got the original.
Not the first time at the rodeo.
So, like I said, I use these guys as my bot stand-ins. Bot mode. They're great looking on the shelf. I've had Unique Toys Ragnarok, which in bot mode looked absolutely terrible. In Bruticus combined mode, not so bad, but a little on the small side. Unfortunately, these guys look great as Bruticus, but they are a little on the small side. If you're using sort of the Zeta Toys, Toy World Devastator height for your, combiners, then these guys won't measure up. They'll look a bit undersized.
Okay.
But
Good tip.
if you just want a team to stand there in bot mode, these guys look fantastic. They're the closest you're going to get to the animation model.
Yeah.
which is something that's pretty important for me. Obviously, your mileage may vary on that.
The G2 animated model.
Well, yeah. But, you know, I really like the G2 stuff. Anytime, you know, a third-party company does something in the G2 line, I will generally go out of my way to support it just because, you know, if you don't, you're not going to get these things. So I like to think I'm doing my part to keep waving the G2 banner.
Those things that you're dealing with now?
These turn into big feet, or shoes, I should say, which basically...
But I thought they were all in one.
Yes. That's the gimmick, isn't it? And these basically... in the parlance of our times, fuck it in the ass.
So mind you, I will just say, like, you had this folded out like a piece of armor that sits on the back.
You don't
right?
need to use these.
Yeah.
If any of you remember the original release of the Bruticus, there was an add-on armor kit if you wanted to use it.
Can I just get Dave to shut it?
Well, that's revenge.
What did I just do?
No, but you just broke something of Simon's for a change.
You clumsy child.
He actually did break
Simon, would you like me to hand you carry?
Hey.
So Simon, can you tell us what this part is again?
It's basically a big shoe.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Dave to check it out. There we go, baby.
So is it
a shoe for Bruticus?
Bruticus, yeah.
All right. But you don't need that for Bruticus, or you do?
You don't need it.
Yeah.
That's a cool looking figure. The whole set will look badass together, even when it's not combined.
No, exactly. That's why I want this one. Because look, I've really been hoping that Zeta Toys, because I really like their Superior and I really like their Bruticus. And I was hanging out to see if they would do like G2 colors of both. And so far, obviously it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I want these for the bot mode, but then there's a little part of me like going, buy a second set so you can put it into a G2 Bruticus. But
nice. Yeah. Mikey's figured out how the foot works.
That's amazing. That's cool. Can we put him on?
No,
those
are Bruticus.
Those are Bruticus feet.
You know who Bruticus is? It's the combination.
Oh, no, because I'm a filthy casual.
Oh, you filthy casual.
Yeah, that's it.
He also, I'm not going to bother transforming him, but there's a nice touch to your G1, G2 fans. He also will do a base mode.
Oh, is he color changing as well?
No, mate, he's not color changing.
So he's not hypercolor.
No. We did have color change. We had aquaformers, or what are they called, the aquaforce or something?
Come on, G.I. Joe done that years ago with Zartan. Oh no, they were the ones who.
They do.
Sorry, it's when I got here earlier and sat down, the painting fell on my head.
Because it's creepy.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
because it's creepy.
It's haunted. Yeah, so honey, if you're watching, it's creepy.
It's a week late for Halloween.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's crazy colors. You know, what's not to love? Like, he's a solid bop. Ratchets all over the place, coming out the wazoo.
Pineapple raspberry.
We've got a nice bit of ab crunch. Look at that.
Look at that.
Are the fingers articulated as well? Like,
yeah,
they are.
3
nice,
points, all joints.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Oh.
So is this the first time you unboxing on this program, or you've actually unboxed it already? Because it looks like you unboxed it.
No. I've been saving this.
You've been saving it, just like
it's been sitting there.
He sliced the tape.
Yeah.
Such is the dedication to the art.
So if I heard Jason correctly before, this is not your first rodeo. What's the verdict
on this guy? Oh, look, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5.
What's your measurement unit?
What's the unit?
My measurement unit is I don't know, squashed Autobots.
8 squashed Autobots out of 10.
Yeah.
Why is that 8.5?
8.5.
So you got a pipes in there as well.
That's 8. Why 8?
8.5.
8.5. Why 8.5? I thought it'd be like a 9 or 10. No, not really. What constitutes like a perfect score?
What does constitute a perfect score? I will tell you, if it had the sticker that said Onslaught down the side of the leg.
Of course, they're not going to put that on there.
They put. Have you seen what Fans Toys are doing with Mirage?
That's his dude's name. That's copyright.
Is it? Is it really?
I mean, it's just a word.
It's just a word.
It is just a
Like,
word.
It's just a
Maybe
word.
if they did sneakily like an O and a 5 and all that.
So
Maybe they could do like
so
the
is that-
Spanish version
what
and
he's
call
saying
it
is
onslap.
they can put the sticker on as long as it says Dunslort.
Dunslot.
Dunslot.
Oh, because of Dunslot.
Yeah.
But no, it's a quality product from a quality company.
Great.
And look, hopefully someone else will do more G2 stuff. Hopefully DX9 will come back from the dead and do the Stunticons. As I will sound like a broken record on that. I only need the 2.
I got to say, man, I thoroughly enjoyed the education, particularly when you pulled out the box as well and gave us a really nice intro. You are man certainly connoisseur that loves his G1 and G2 Transformers.
G2 was a good time, man.
G2.
You know?
Yeah.
You remember the early 90s?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm fossil. I mean, I used to watch.
I don't remember a lot of them because I was just getting to that age where you could.
Well, you could ask the 2 Transformers nuts here as well.
He won't know anything about the 90s.
I was born in the 90s, but I wasn't like there to experience it.
Offslord. That's what Craig said. Not his first rodeo, another horse reference. Everyone's referring to horses.
How good's a good horse, man?
It's a great horse. We got plenty of horses tonight.
Of course.
Mike has always shown me videos with horses in.
So
There are some videos.
Quite a collection.
Shall we all unbox the final product
Yes, because I have
together?
no
Well,
idea.
I think you probably should introduce it. Yeah.
I should introduce it. Okay.
Since it's yours.
Yes. Actually, Andrew was meant to
Rubber.
come on tonight and talk about it because he was very excited. Now, this is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's meant to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive box.
You're
correct?
right.
I wouldn't know.
Yes, it is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive box set.
Yeah, maybe I should pick it up so that we know what we're
Oh,
doing.
I know what
Right.
this is.
So
There we
ladies
go. It is the Heralds of Galactus
and-
Marvel
Heralds,
Legends
the
2-pack.
Heralds.
The Heralds of Galactus are Marvel's Fallen One and Terrax.
Yes.
And without further ado, I'm going to pass this over to the owner of the box.
The owner. Actually, I'm going to put it here so Dave can get a shot of it.
Let me get my
box.
garbage out of the way.
I'm not really going to tell you guys too much about. I mean, we got a lot of Marvel Legends experts in the building, but more in the community. There was a bit of controversy surrounding the release of this box set. Yeah.
What?
Well,
Controversy.
Well, again, if you
toy
guys
collectors.
recall, Terrax was initially released as a BAF.
Yes, I do know that.
In the first series wave where Marvel, it's I think called Marvel Legends Returns in 2012. It was part of a reboot line that consisted of several characters: Cat Constrictor, several variants of Ghost Rider, Blue and Yellow Flames, Hope Summers, I think Stealth Iron Man, regular and blue suited versions as well, Claw, and 2 variants of Steve Rogers. And in that line, and I'm not sure if the Steve and Thor, beg your pardon, the last one was Thor. I wasn't sure if there was actually a BAF part in that Thor figure. Anyway, part of that line, you could build a figure and it was Terrax.
So is this the same BAF re-release or is it a new sculpt?
Now, it's not. So some people, well, let's open it up. I'll get Jason, one of you guys can open it up.
I want it.
But it's conflicted. So someone's saying that
Knife, please.
it's essentially the same figure repainted, and you would think that they would give us a new figure.
How long ago did you say the BAF life was?
10 years ago.
Yeah, but
Wow.
what about
Was there a
this
Punisher and a Doctor Doom in that line?
No, I just told you what was in that line. There was no Punisher, not to do.
But what about nostalgia? What if people wanted this version? Don't people want
Well,
this version?
but here's the
I mean,
argument,
they
right?
have been known to release BAF figures after the BAF life.
Yes, I mean, now if you look at some of the reiterations of some figures, but look, there's several reasons I don't have the 2012 BAF, is because I was not into I was out of Legends after that Toy Biz area where I stopped collecting from Toy Biz. Sorry, I'm gonna have to mute some guys because we got yes, and also
That brings up, it is worth talking about
Yeah.
the new Marvel Legends packaging, right? So you'll sort of get a brown box construction inside a closed box. I think the closed box is a good idea. And the figures themselves are in little plastic baggies as well. I was talking with Craig about this the other night. they've taken this on the G.I. Joe side of things, and they've started branding the plastic bags with G.I. Joe branding and the like on them. So I expect to see that happen with Marvel Legends soon as well.
They also do the equipment in that cool little box where it looks like a gear sort of.
So that they are minimizing the carbon footprint.
They are.
Not me. I'm buying more toys than ever.
So does he look like he's a baff? Like
no, skip. So basically, what I was alluding to is that it looks strikingly similar to the BAF that was released 10 years ago, except there are certain different paint differences. I can't tell you because I don't actually have the BAF here, but if any of you guys out there actually own the BAF, you'll be able to see the differences in terms of the paint. This has a bit more. I'm gonna have to mute these guys. Give me a sec. Sorry. You'll tell that there are several differences in terms of the paint wash. Slight highlight differences. There's a bit more detail on for example, his weapon. But you would think that maybe Hasbro would have given us a new iteration of that figure as well. Taylor says, disappointed we're not getting an updated Terex in this set, especially considering the price of the set. So it is quite pricey. I think it's how much is it? Like
it's closer to 150 for
yeah.
I'm not actually sure it's available in Australia. I feel like it might have to be imported.
Yeah. The part of the wave in that year, the series 1 2012. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Constrictor, a few variants of Ghost Rider, Hope Summers, Stealth, but Craig is saying that the wave was Thor, which I did mention, Claw, which I mentioned, 2 Iron Mans, which I did mention, yes, Ghost Rider in 2 colors, which I did say, yes, Hope Summers, which I did mention, Constrictor, and Commander Rogers in 2 variants. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for repeating that. Thank you very much. And yes, Terex was also part of the, he had a part with Thor as well. There you go. There you go.
So it's one of those rare waves where there's 8 figures in the wave and they include the BAF part with all of them because it's a big figure, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're paying $150 for the axe and getting 2 bonus figures.
So, it looks like a weird dark side.
Yeah.
I'm liking the glow effects on this as well. Like they seem a little bit Doctor Strangey.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the fallen one now. That one. Okay. So again, you would think that they would give you new figures, but that is essentially a Grim Reaper figure. If you look, and the Grim Reaper, it's from the Infinite series, the Ultron Bath, if anyone recalls that. So basically, it's repainted, repackaged, except for the head sculpt, which is slightly different. You have a sort of a gnarly face there where he's opening his mouth. And when you think about it, the fallen one, it's just a plastic mold. So there's no paint, there's no wash, there's no detail highlights, there's no paint deco.
Grim Reaper, the one who was Wonder Man's brother.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
And basically, and again, you get the same effects. So like I said, can I just...
I was going to, but then I got told not to.
Oh, no.
I think I've reached a point with Marvel Legends where I am absolutely sick of those effects.
Dave, can I just get you to look at one thing? So same Grim Reaper body mold, okay? The only thing different is the head sculpt.
Nice hair.
Face. These effects you'll find literally in every Marvel.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
you must have so many different colored versions of these things now.
The same bubble effect, right?
They've been using the same effects over and over for too long now.
So I don't know, for $150 or $130. If people look, I have a look. There's an argument here. There's an argument here. Let's just say, what would be the price you'd pay for certain BAFs that are sought after these days and pay quite a substantial amount of money?
I've seen, BAFs can go for any sort of sum. I've seen usually between 100 and 150 for something that's a couple of years old for the BAF alone. But you see BAFs getting re-released all the time. Like, Kingpin.
There you go.
And,
there you go. So
the Venom got re-released, didn't it?
They just re-released the bad guy from the first Spider-Man movie.
Doc Ock?
No,
No.
the Green Goblin.
No,
Which one?
The
Vulture?
Tom Holland one.
Vulture?
Vulture. Yes, they just re-released the Vulture.
Um,
I got there eventually.
Yeah.
does the venom that comes with the wings, is that a bath or is it?
So-
No, that's a different sculpt because the Bath one was quite a
Okay.
big and bulky guy.
So that's what Craig's saying. That's my point. So the BAF Terex has been hard to get for many years. It's so much. So this version essentially is much cheaper than what you would get in the aftermarket.
But be honest, like those sort of people who like Terra was a must buy. He's not exactly the most mainstream. This isn't Iron Man you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're hardcore, like
I mean, by the same token, it is nice to have another option for that
Sure.
if it's something that's missing in your lineup.
Yeah.
It isn't like Iron Man where they release a new one every other month.
Rob goes, is this a prelude to the Galactus episode of Toy Reel?
Oh.
These guys are the Heralds of Galactus, so you know.
What's happening there?
That's going to be a good episode. And by the way, am I allowed to say that we will receive Galactus before everyone else does?
You're saying it.
Yes, we
You
will.
just said it. That is correct.
Yes. So stay tuned.
I mean, we're not getting it before people in the US and the UK who've already.
They do,
got it
but I'm
unboxed
saying Australia.
In Australia. I didn't hear you say.
You'll be able
Australia,
to hear the first Crikey Dingo Mate review on.
I didn't realize
on Toy
Galactus
Reel.
came with a sound chip.
He
So-
does.
It doesn't. They actually put Mikey in every
Yeah.
box.
It
I
is.
just go to
I think he's
everyone's
actually
house.
bigger than Mikey.
I
That's
just-
the thing.
hey, Dave is doing this. So
Yeah.
it is a prelude, and on like so the set, and you make a good point because this set here is aimed at collectors who pre-ordered the Haslife Galactus.
Yeah, but that still feels a little bit cash grabby. You know what I
It
mean?
is cash grabby when you think about it. Like,
$150 for
it's
a
not-
2-figure set.
it's not retooled, and it's the same buck, except for head sculpt and the same effects.
That's pure gravy for Hasbro, baby.
I know. Anyway, I'm still buying it.
Marvel Legends.
Made clear by the
You know
fact
what
it's
this
there.
is? This is Hasbro. This is like someone said it best to me the other day. You look at the detail on the classified line, right?
Mhm.
That's like high def. This is still like standard definition.
But they are kind of different. They are kind of a different line, right?
SD.
Like these guys are.
HD.
These guys are comic art, and
No, I
sometimes
know
cartoon
that
based as
that's
well.
an excuse like Hasbro could make.
I don't feel like it's an excuse. I just think they're different lines aimed at different markets. Like clearly Hasbro has the technology to make a hyper detailed figure because you see them do it in G.I. Joe. At the same time, they also don't have to pay for the license for that. So you know, there's always a component of the cost that goes to that license, and where they don't have to pay that license, you know, you can see that they get to spend a little bit extra money on it.
Can we get the close up, Dave, on good old Terex?
I just think the classified line has kind of spoiled me a little now.
I think maybe it has.
Mm.
I think there's I know a few people who are just like the classified line, super detailed. They really enjoy the
Accessories
personality
galore.
of the characters. Like, you know, it sets a standard.
That's one hell of an axe.
We got a
It's a
comment.
pretty cool axe. I'm going to
So-
give him that.
Talon said that they released a lot of X-Men stuff around the time the Sentinels released too, I believe. The Tri-Sentinel wave released
Very
near
true,
their Haslife.
very
true. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. Craig's got Terex is a pretty major Marvel Comics villain, yes, wear that, and also coming out just ahead of Galactus makes complete sense.
That's big head.
Absolutely. And he also adds that between the set Firelord, Herald, Thor, and the figures that come out with Galactus, really are only missing 2 main Heralds now, which is nice. So I'm sure everyone will be on the lookout. And also, like, if you and me and the rest of us here, OCD, are you a completionist?
No, I sold all my Marvel Legends.
Me and OCD.
Yeah, OCD.
You
There you
and
go.
me.
Remember,
and
I let you have
OCD.
first pick of some of them.
Yeah, I got trouble for it.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Weasley.
On that note, so yeah, well, that was a good night. We had quite a variety.
We
of
had
different
lots
toys.
of
It
toys.
was good fun, and thanks also to Dave over there giving us the hurry up. Will, thanks for being in our live audience. And Nicola should have been here tonight, and we had Cookie come visit us for a while, and yeah, we will now do the normal ritual, go to an institution, and on that note. Don't forget to
Like,
click that
comment,
like.
and subscribe.
Yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe to that button, press the notification button. And
Did we do the competition?
sorry, do
Did the
what?
competition?
We did.
You did do the
Oh, remind me
competition.
about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
competition.
The comp. Yeah, Nick actually won.
Nick won
the
the
comp.
comp.
Oh,
Nick
Yeah.
won it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, Nick.
Yeah. Absolutely. So good night, Craig. Good night, Rob. Excellent. Thanks for joining us, and also many thanks. I want to say a big, massive thank you once again to several people who work behind the scenes. Mike Crick, who does a lot of our motion graphics. Dave, who does a lot of our switching and also our camera stuff behind the scenes. I want to give a big shout out and massive thank you to Alex Argento. He's based in Italy. He writes all the music beds and all the tracks for our stingers. So he's based all the way over there. How do you say thank you in Italian? You in Italian? He's Italian.
Ciao.
Grazie.
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 And you've got to do this. You
like-
all Italians just walk up to each other and just go this.
Ciao.
And we will certainly enjoy dumplings after this. And a few more comments. Good night, Jason Grubb. I will see you next week. Take care. Ciao, ciao, Katie. Take care, Steve Watts. Thank you so much for joining us. I haven't seen Steve on the show. Does he come on? He doesn't. Yeah.
And Taylor's
Yeah,
asking when we're going to have some more Warhammer Joy Toy.
Yeah, he
soon,
did.
mate. Soon.
Yeah. Certainly. Thank
All
you.
for you, baby.
Off you. He loves his Warhammer.
Yeah.
Hammer all the way. Hams. Ham man.
Okay. So
That's a different YouTuber.
And thanks. And guess what? Thanks to you lot for coming over here and giving me your time and enthusiasm. Appreciate it. Excellent.
That's all right.
There was a timely shake from Cookie in the background there as well.
Excellent.
Thanks, Cookie.
See you guys.
Bye,
Good night.
everyone.
Bye.